And now, with a 60-second improvised speech about if he was Noah, which two animals would he not let onto the ark? We've got Alex Knight.
Okay. It's going to be tough. We're going to have to sit down and think about this one. Probably for the whole minute here. Because the unicorn's getting on. So whoever kicked off the unicorn, we got to figure out who made that call. I mean, it was probably Noah, and I can't kick Noah off because that's me now. Ooh. It's the people. It's the fucking people. I nailed it. I got it. Yeah, we're not letting people on. My wife and I, we are going to just bang each other until the waters drown us. And I'm going to let those unicorns on in my place. And it's probably going to be a better world at the end of it. It might turn into some sort of Planet of the Apes when the apes get ahead. Or I think squids are supposed to be smarter than us, so they'll probably run the underseas. Sounds great. Sounds like a treat. I'm 100% into that world instead of this one. So that's it. No more Bible, no more none of that. Just nature, forest spirits.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Good
choice.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Now, Sarah Kennedy has 1 minute to make up the best bumper sticker.
Well, when we're talking about the best bumper sticker, we got to figure out if we're talking about like objectively or if we mean like to Sarah Kennedy, that is going on my car. Because if it's to Sarah Kennedy that's going on my car, that bumper sticker already exists. And it's the old Ditch Witch bumper sticker that tells you not to play in the ditch that we used to have when we were little. Because the Ditch Witch, I believe, is an offshoot of La Llorona, which is a great, amazing piece of culture to now use to also not only scare kids about going home at night, but also just stay out of the ditch. You're supposed to don't play in a ditch. And the fact that they made that like a public service announcement for us in the 90s, the greatest.
15 seconds.
Great. Oh, objectively, the best bumper sticker that's for everybody has to be coexist. That includes everybody. That would be the one, and I don't have to make it. It's already made, and there's already like takes on it because people get mad at that one for some reason.
And time.
I don't get why do people get mad about
it? It is crazy that bumper sticker pisses people off.
Yeah,
it's because you're mixing religions there, right? Because it's got all those religions, and they're not friends, and it seems insulting to put them together. Like you don't care about any of them, you don't respect any of them, which is maybe true.
Yeah.
I feel like that coexist sticker is like kind of tongue in cheek, being like, sure, you can be in here too. I will even put your fucking thing on the thing. Yeah, that Ditch Witch. You have the Ditch Witch sticker, an old one?
I would. That would be for me.
Oh, I thought you did have it. I thought you were saying it would be because I do have it, but you were saying you had it in your head.
No, I don't have. Right, the only thing I have on our truck right now is a dry heat magnet.
Wow. Yeah, we'll find that for you.
I love it. They had it at the pool in Taylor Ranch. They had it like on the front where you could buy your entrance into the pool. They had it like diagonal, and it was yellow with green.
A long time ago. I thought you meant recently.
I don't even know if that pool still exists. Yeah,
the Rio Rancho pool.
No, not the Rio Rancho. The one in like Taylor Ranch behind. Now it's a Family Dollar, but it used to be like a Walgreens, and it's on Montano.
It's a Family Dollar. Used to be a Walgreens before that was a pool.
No, behind it is the pool.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. I like that bumper sticker. My other car's in the Arroyo. That one's pretty good. That's pretty Mexican. That's a pretty Mexican one. Okay, cool. We good?
Yeah, let's hop in.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome to the Goofball Coalition, the podcast that lives where improv and stand-up collide. And now, here's your hosts, Alex Knight and Sarah Kennedy.
It's the Goofball Coalition, and that theme song with that intro that was done by Matthew Bloodsmith, who's an amazing comedian and actor here in Albuquerque. So. This is the podcast where we'll say it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Where improv and stand up go to the Big Apple.
Yep, they're all going to New York. So, my name is Sarah Kennedy. I'm a stand-up comedian.
I'm Alex Knight. I'm an improviser.
Today's we're gonna get a little spicy today. We're gonna talk about our hot takes about our respective enterprises.
Uh-huh.
So you got a couple that you feel like really in your gut. You're just
I mean,
like,
I've only got like my only one. I've got
oh,
one strong one. I mean, we're gonna dig and we'll
yeah.
find out what upsets me. But I do not like when people call either me or themselves improvers.
Ooh, that's a
Or
good one.
we improved through it. We improved through the scene because it's just improvised. We improvise. I know it's long. I'm an improviser. They're improvisers. They improvised through it. They did some improvisational work. I don't know. It's weird. It's just one that bugs me.
Do you find that it usually comes like loaded with some sort of?
No, it's always really good intentions. It's like, you guys improved through that. Good. I don't know. Now I think there is a context where that word is correct. So now I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally use it correctly.
That's the thing about hot takes. You got to like take a stand, even if the haters come for you.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Improvisers, say the whole thing. Use the correct words. That's all I really got. That's like, yeah, you're a stand-up comedian. Stands, like that's what they called you, stands. Standers? Standers.
Standards.
That's like almost the equivalent. It was like, yeah, whatever. A stander.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got? What do you got some hots? Throw me a hot take.
Yeah, this is my hot take, I think, about comedy. I don't think posters need the names of the performers or their pictures on them. I think you can just say you can get people into the show by calling it what it is. And I think honestly, and this is a tested marketing thing too. You get better results by showing pictures of crowds laughing than you do of a performer holding a microphone.
That said, I think I was just in the lobby of our theater, and I noticed you might have some posters of stand-ups holding microphones, right?
Yeah, we do.
That's what's expected and what is kind of the thing.
Yeah, but if you notice, it's like that's also because we don't have any pictures of the crowd laughing right now because the night that we got the photographer out, they just got the performers, which is great, and I love that, and they're really good pictures. Of
Even for those big nights, you didn't get any shots of those huge sold out crowds.
Not the crowds. And we used to in the old Dry Heat have a sign up that said like, "Hey, you guys are going to be used in some videos and photographs." Like,
some consent.
Yeah, and we have that sign over at New Dry Heat, but it's not up. So I don't know. I want to make sure that
the little Pringles man faces on all of the audience members.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see a shot of through the audience, like there's people all over, and then the stand up like smaller.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Feel like you're in a crowd of fun.
We do have a couple like that where it's like I think it's Tito on stage even, and it's through the two heads of people, which is really neat. It just also doesn't telegraph. I mean, it just telegraphs comedy, but it doesn't telegraph a really great time. Like
that is funny. Yeah, you want pictures of the people having a good time.
Mm-hmm. But people
you could be like this man laughing. Look at him cackling.
Look and see how much fun that looks. But there's a really great Facebook group called Bad Comedy Flyers, and it's just the thing that trips people up the most is like dealing with people's pictures and like stretching them out weird, or they all look different, or they're all selfies, nothing's professional looking. And so I just think cut them all out. And then it's like, unless it's a very famous person, nobody's going to look at a list of names and be like, unless it's your own friends. And then in that case,
yeah, I mean, the names of stand-up's really tough. You got to get like pretty high on that tier for people to know, I think,
and then,
right?
Then usually at that point, then we can't even say you're coming, because that's what we had to do. Like for the couple drop-ins that we've had, is like they had to be secret drop-ins because they were too big, and our space would have like they would have like been in breach of contracts or something like that too. So you can always have surprise guests, but you can't. I couldn't have just been like, it's Jim Jeffries, come on out. Like I'd be like, somebody's coming.
Yeah, our stand-up posters are interesting because they're normally us looking weird, which is like, it's so interesting, which makes sense. There's a poster right now in our lobby, and there's a picture of me on a chair, and it looked like I'm some sort of animal. I don't know what I'm doing. I do not remember what I'm doing there. I'm like, what is that? So I guess it's a little intriguing in some ways, but yeah, I still I'm not sure what the best way to like market it is. I mean, it's not a pet peeve or like a thing that incenses me in any way, but like improv team names is super. Like that is I'm coaching a couple teams right now, and we're just constantly harvesting. There's like documents like pages long of just all the things, random things that have been said in practices and rehearsals that are like, potential names. So that's always tough. Always tough to like, just different marketing thing. You got to name your fucking improv team like your band. So
Yeah. Have you seen any trends in the way that people are naming their improv teams change through the years?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Like Gorilla Tango, we had a lot of puns in the
Yeah.
names, and now they're a little more sleek and professional or like meta. So like my first one was Mahatma Blondie, and then there was also Dow Jones, like
But like Tao, yeah.
Dow
Tao.
Jones, Dow
Yeah.
Jones Industrial. There's Improvocata Davida,
Mhm.
and the Quackamoles were the four first teams, and I think those are all arguably
Yeah.
punny. And now let's see, there's a group in Santa Fe called The Faculty. There's a group called The Audience. There's The Show. So those all have thes. Let's see, and then there's a group now called Regular People that I'm coaching. There's Left Unread,
Mhm.
who was formerly Tasteful Nudes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to be funny, but also you don't want to be too funny. It's so weird. If stand-ups had to like name themselves at some point, like that would be so interesting to take on their stand-up names. Some do, I'm sure. They get their, stage names or professional names, but like if that was just a thing you actually had to have would be interesting to me.
Yeah, but what's similar to that and almost in the exact same flow of it is drag queen names.
Sure.
Like they all had like fancy pageant names originally, and then they all had pun names.
Like real names,
Yeah.
like fancy 1950s
Yeah,
housewife
like
names or
House
whatever.
of Boo. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like their drag
Uh-huh.
house and all that stuff. And then it was puns.
And then yeah, it was like
And then now it's like
plenty of
all these
slaps or something,
fancy,
plenty
yeah,
of
exactly.
plenty of
Mhm.
tits or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
exactly.
And now what are they?
Now it's kind of like it's all just like slick one name or something like, which is
Yeah,
cool too.
Dakota.
And it's it's almost or like
Nova.
so it is neat to see how that kind of stuff kind of
Yeah, you're
comes and
absolutely right.
goes.
There are trends.
Yeah. You got another hot take in there?
Another hot take? Let's see. Another hot take. And we've talked about it, but like like racist humor and shit like that, when people are pulling stuff that's not theirs, that has nothing to do with them, that when people are just trying to make something. You know what? No, I got one. And this is about your guys' stuff. This is your shit. So clean it up. I hate when stand-ups do jokes that they know better. When it's like, well, why they got these parking meters out front? Like, what? And it's like, well, because the city needs to make fucking money to pay for the streets. Like, just when people don't do that one extra step of logic for me, and they sell me a joke, it feels like it's a cheap joke. You're trying to sell me a lemon.
Contrived.
Yeah,
premises.
yeah. Like, you can't be that dumb.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're that dumb, like, don't talk to me anymore. Like, I don't want to hear it. So that bothers me. And I've had trouble with that, even writing stand-up jokes, where I'm like, how do I make a joke out of this? Because like this bothers me, but I know why it exists, so I just don't like it. I mean, there's a way to talk about that, but when I'm trying to say this thing is broken and it's kind of not, it's just a function of the system. Yeah,
That's fair. That's a completely fair take. This is my hot take. You ready?
I'm ready.
You can still have a good show even if you have meh or bad performers.
Wait, that bothers you?
No, I think that it's a hot take that you can do that because people seem to think that like each individual piece has to be pristine for the show to go well. But I think you can I think it's bigger than the sum of its parts, and you can, if you stack it well, or if you introduce a bit that you carry on through the whole thing, or you reward the audience and give them a good time, then I think it's fine if you have bad people.
Yeah, I mean, you need that shit. Like, we need in improv, I don't know, you're like watching it, you're watching a tightrope act, and you like want them to fall a couple of times or stumble, or that, like, you need the ups and downs to, like, you don't need them, but they're fine. Those add accent to the whole thing, they're different like spices in there. If the whole thing is just perfect. I don't know. Have you seen the perfect stand-up show? Like, in terms of that, where it was like every fucking act crushed, like, it can be done, and that's more like a symptom of like everything worked well. I don't know, like the flow was good or whatever. It's not necessarily, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so complicated, but it's not like one equals the other. It's like there's magic that happens. Sometimes there's a dose of magic that falls on a show. And that's, I think, what you're saying, is that even with a bad lineup or some shit moments, like that magic dust can be sprinkled on any show and just be pretty perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah, that's a hot take. Let's see. Hot take. I guess what is a hot take? It just means it's controversial, right?
Yeah, it's like an opinion that's not held by others that other people would go, "Whoa, really? Really? You really think that?"
Okay. All right. What do I believe? Is there anything that a hot take about improv that you got?
I think that bad improv is worse than bad stand-up.
Ooh.
I think
Yes.
bad improv is like that scene in Broad City where she's dating that guy and he's terrible at improv is like it hurts me. Like
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah.
bad stand-up you can just kind of be like rip up a ticket and get mad about things, but with bad improv it's like
Yeah. I think there's a real tragedy in okay, bad stand-up, you're just like, oh, this person is like fucking up. They're having a hard time. They're not doing it. But bad improv, you're like, it very much quickly turns into like people like hurting each other and blaming each other. You're just like, you're both creating this. Like you're making this worse, or you're not listening to you're just making it hard. It's a choice almost. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it can be pretty brutal to watch, pretty embarrassing. Is that what's hard about watching? Yeah, bad stand-up, bad comedy. It's the cringe is that you're feeling for them, right? Is that what's
yeah,
happening there? You go, oh God, this poor person.
there are just some people who think that would write off both improv and stand-up as just fully cringe in general. And it's
Yeah,
like I think that's a hot take because you're not looking at the nuance. But also, if it makes your life easier to not even try to be vulnerable as an audience member and give that a shot, then I'm not gonna blame you
I
because
get that. If that's not a good feeling, which it's not. Yeah, I think I'm up on the stage maybe more than I'm watching. And so maybe I need to pay my dues and watch some more and see what I'm doing to people instead of assuming it's so great. Yeah, interesting.
yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I mean improv is so fascinating to me that I think it's there's not a lot of hot takes that I have about it other than just being very curious and open to hearing about it.
Any other hot takes on comedy? No, I mean, yeah, I mean, same thing. It's like almost going back to like, I love it all. Like it's trying to find fault in it. It's like, I love it. I just love both these things so much that, yeah, I can't hate on them too much, but there's got to be things that bother me.
Is there something that the audience does that's a hot take that you're like, that's
I mean, again, it's like
the
they'll say something, they'll give us dildo or whatever, and oh, we had definitely a guy that felt pretty Trumpy in the front row, and it was me and Kevin on stage, and they're like, "Can we get a relationship?" He's like, "Lovers," and it's like fine, but it's like the way you said it was not. That's not what he didn't want. Like
you
two
didn't want a
people in
loving
love. He
scene.
wanted
Yeah.
like, which is also the layers of this shit. He was like,
Mhm.
"I want these guys to pretend to like kiss." Like, why do you want that, buddy? What do you want? But so stuff like that. But it's like I'm not mad at them because it's again in a lot of ways these people I think don't have a lot of chance to express, and getting to even say like lovers like my dirty dark secret. I will disguise it as a joke in front of these girls I'm on a date with. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, again, it's people that are just starting to express themselves, and so the first time you express yourself is going to be kind of like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about hecklers? I mean, that's almost the equivalent, but we've asked them to say things, but there's people that are like giving us suggestions, not for the better of the show, but for their own whatever, trying to like take it for a minute and be the center of attention in some ways. How do you feel
Yeah.
about those folks?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a hot take to say that they bother me if they did like deter from the show. That's it's a
Well, the hot take would
regular
be if
take.
you love them.
I
You
know, and
love
sometimes
them.
I do. I mean, I think, and I think it's because I've had times where I've done improv, where sometimes you really can get into something where it's like, if this is about the night and this is about the show, then acknowledging that person and giving them a little interplay, but still having the authority to handle when to facilitate away from that conversation
Yeah.
it's magic, and that's what goes viral now. So
There you go. There's our hot take, is that Sarah and I are okay with hecklers
I'm
and
fine.
people that
I'm
push
fine
us.
with it. Yeah.
Because I do like that too, in a sense of like when that guy said that, it was like, all right, bro. Like
Mhm.
it's almost more of a challenge when they're like Starbucks baristas. It's like, cool, we can do that. We do that all the time. But like, oh, you want me to try to like flip your thought process on the idea of what lovers is and two men on stage and how they might love each other and be affectionate. Like, let me challenge that. Let me show you things that you might actually be uncomfortable with, like actually loving deeply, not just like weird gay sex jokes, which is clearly what that guy was hoping for. So I do like when people kind of challenge and push me on stage. I can take it. And in fact, that stuff like gives me more of a place to react from, and improv is all about reaction. So like, challenge me.
That's cool. This is a common hot take in stand-up. I don't even know if I have a feeling either way about it, but people think you shouldn't be able to wear shorts on stage.
Shorts. Skirts are okay.
Skirts are fine. Women can wear shorts often, as long as they're kind of like dressed up.
I don't know. I'm almost with you. I get it. You know, this is like, we dress up nice for the show, and watching people do improv in shorts at the jam when it happens is just upsetting. I don't know why.
They're all just
and you're right. Skirts can be okay, but improv, it is dangerous. I don't necessarily approve of a skirts or just anything open like that, because I want you to be able to do a cartwheel, and if you've got like bike shorts under it, for sure. And I think some of the performers in the show do that, but like, you just want to, no open-toed shoes. We don't like that, because I might stomp on you, because you never know what we're gonna have to do. So there's something,
You got like a kitchen dress code.
I've got a kitchen dress code. It's like safety Crocs.
Non-slip,
non-slip mats. So I think there's like a mechanical safety there, but the no shorts, that's totally an aesthetic, right? Because there's no danger in stand-up of like shorts of genitals being revealed or anything.
No, it goes back to like what y'all do, which is like just being like dress one step nicer than the audience that you're performing for. And that's like going to a job interview and like dressing for the job that you want or whatever. But I guess my hot take is I think you can dress pretty casually and I'm not really a formal person myself. So, I wear overalls most of the time on stage and that kind of stuff. But like the comedians that we have at Dry Heat wear hoodies and band t-shirts and whatever. And I don't mind it. I think it's cool when people dress up, though. I do think like it would. If we instated something, I don't think it would take away from anything, except it would make everybody kind of grumble. But,
put a dress code in. What would it say? What would your dress code say?
I would probably want to dress. I would want to. So okay, J. Crew has a dress
casual.
No, J. Crew has this like their dress code is that you have to wear like 3 pieces of something. So it's like a shirt and pants, and then a something else. So like a sweater over it, or a button down over it, or a scarf, or a hat, or some, like something that makes it dressier than just a t-shirt and jeans. So I would say that would probably be a nice, everybody would look kind of nice if they had
3 articles of clothing.
3 articles of clothing on. Yeah.
Interesting.
But
you would never say no shorts. You would never put that in there?
No, especially because like comedians like Sam Talent, who's one of my favorites, he almost exclusively wears shorts on stage because he's doing it as a thing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Especially like it was like super winter, snow outside, I would probably enjoy shorts, Hawaiian shirt, comedian. They'd throw me off for a minute. They get a chuckle out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, they just did in my head. Good job, buddy.
With a surfboard, like holding it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hot out there. Like, don't get me. I would love to watch that. A simple bit about how fucking hot summer is in the middle of winter.
Great. That's a literal hot take. That's pretty good. Like if
that is. Oh man. All right. Anything else? There's gotta be. I mean, I reserve the right to hot take in our segment 3s whenever.
Yeah, definitely. From now on, if you want, we'll just have a little moment where it's like, got any hot takes? Got any things?
They're gonna come. I'll write them down on my hand, and I'll remember them. Stuff happens.
Yeah.
But generally, no, I love it all. And again, those things that happen, I love it. I love the wrinkles that make our shit hard. Even again, posters, team naming, like all this, like. The frustrations are weirdly worth it, and they make it, like you said, not a perfect show. Like, I don't want every show I have to be sold out and perfect and wonderful. We do need those light nights. We need nights that don't work out so that we can really appreciate those good ones. As cliche as it is, we need the ups to appreciate the downs. In my opinion, the downs are fun because you're going down.
It's a dynamic. It's like dynamic life experience. I agree.
Good. All right, section 3.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, section 3 is section 3 is what we call it now because we're in some sort of District 9 situation. We don't call it segment 3. It's no longer a show. This is just military barking of orders now. And in section 3, we talk about our Patreon and we talk about stuff that we've got upcoming. And then now it'll be like any other hot takes that we ever are feeling.
I have a question that I missed on our last episode, which
Yeah.
if they air in order will make sense, and if not, that's okay.
Fantastic.
How do you? This is pretty complicated, so get ready. Like you have to like backtrack your brain a little bit. How do you maintain appreciation of your craft when you're like not doing it? I don't know, or even when you are doing it a lot. Like how the fuck do you do that? How have you not gotten tired and bored of it?
That's a good question. Well, like with stand-up, luckily, it's like you're only as good as your last set. So like every time is a new time. And especially if you're consistently writing and trying new stuff out on stage, then I could see a person who does the exact same jokes that they did when they first started over and over again for like a decade plus. I could see them being like, I don't got to do that right now anymore. And it's like, yeah, that's, that's a lot of repetition. But it's a new, like, every day is a new day, to quote POD. Is that POD?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Good. I cite my sources. Anyway, so that part of it is good. It's also just like, besides like my wife and my family and my friends, it's the only thing I like truly love. Like it's the first thing I think about when I wake up. It's the thing I think about when I like burst awake in the middle of the night. And it's usually the last thing I think of before I go to bed. And so
what a treat.
Yeah.
What a treat that like this weird thing has like taken residence in your heart so largely and like is comfortable there and you're happy with that and it does that for you.
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
So special. And I want everyone to have that, and I think so many people don't. People are looking for that, the thing that fills them, that gives them joy, that they're good at, that inspires them, that they wake up thinking about. That's really cool.
How about you? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, similarly, it's like, I don't know. There's times when like our cast I've had cast members burn out a little bit because they're like, I'm sick of playing these same games.
Oh.
And the truth is, like, it's layered. It's like every time you do one of these improv games, though, it's improvising, and you're missing kind of the point. You are in that place playing the games instead of improvising, because when I do it right, I never grow tired. But if I frame it in that way of like doing the same show or something, I can see myself fatiguing in a way. But you're right, every scene I do has potential to be the greatest improv scene ever, and sometimes they surprise me, and it's like, holy shit, that went really well and better than I could have ever expected. And so it is that we're mining, and every once in a while you find gems, and there are an infinite amount of gems in this mine. And so I just keep going back because it's really fun to find them. It's a little Easter egg hunt all the time or whatever. And yeah, so I don't know how I haven't gotten burnt out, like, but I haven't, it's just a gentle love for it.
Yeah.
Not sure. And same thing, like you said, if you're telling the same jokes, if I'm doing the same games and playing them in the same way, then yeah, I'm not quite doing stand-up. I'm not quite doing improv. I'm like cycling myself. And that's something that can happen in your life in any number of ways, that you can end up kind of in cycles and stuff. So just continue to dig deeper, I guess, and like, yeah, loving it.
I mean, that's actually a really good point too, about like, this kind of is a hot take too, where I think some of the people who get the maddest about not getting booked are not doing the inner work enough, and they're not doing like enough. They're not. I guess they're failing over and over
putting
again.
The thing in front of
the
thing, the forest for the trees or whatever. Yeah, you're like, me performing with Mark Maron is success, instead of like, that guy has nothing to do with you. Like, your set is your set, and whatever's around it doesn't, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't quite change it. It's like, you got to be doing it for you because you fucking love this thing. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Good answer. Thank you.
No problem. What you got going
on? Fridays and Saturdays at 9. We've got our jam. Thursdays, last Thursday of every month at 7:30. That's free. Second Saturdays is the big event at the space. Besides that, nothing else.
Yeah, and then we've got Friday and Saturday night shows, and we share a lobby. down on Second and Gold. So,
I mean, honestly, that lobby's pretty fun. Like, you just come on down. Don't go to a show. Hang out in the lobby. Feel the flow of the energy. Hang out with Chelsea and Kelsey.
yeah. See some of Alex's art, which is up on the wall.
It's up there. Yep.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
Thanks, Sarah. So fun to hang out with you.
Yeah. Nice to hang out with you too. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.